Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. As you see in the character box right here, the boys are in the game. Normally, I would do a breakdown on these characters as we get the data download for their kit, but for this one, I wanted to wait. I wanted to get all the details, and that includes their stats. I feel like this could be very important, especially as new characters introduce new gimmicks. It really can be a make or break. So let's go ahead and see what the boys look like. Those are some good looking stats. So near 250k strike, near 256k blast, 175k for both defenses is pretty good. If we switch over to Vegeta, the stats stay the same, so no problem there. Keep in mind, this does not include all the various titles and whatever that you have, which will influence your stats. Your stats should go up a couple thousand. Looks like your standard strike and blast. We're going to start off on the Goku side. Standard strike, standard blast, super dragon attack. Massive impact damage upon activation, 30% buff to your blue card, minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. Cancel enemy buffs on hit, looking pretty good. Green card, restoring health by 10% and ki by 40. A 30% damage buff for 15 timer counts. Minus 3 to own arts cost for 10 counts. Cannot stack, apply, cancel own attribute downgrades, okay. Main ability. If the unique gauge is full, Goku turns into the Transcendent Kamehameha prep mode. The unique gauge will gradually tick down. You will tag switch into Vegeta, reverse on element factors, draw a green card, restore 20% of your health. If your health is 50% or below, minus 10 to the green card cost for 15 timer counts. You take less damage while in this Transcendent Kamehameha mode. You go type neutral. You take type neutral damage, sorry, kind of like Bardock after he loses an ally, and you seal the enemy rush for 15 timer counts. I'm going to assume that means it takes, is it going to take 15 timer counts for Goku to finally use the move? I think that's how long it takes. Then as you can see right here, this gigantic laundry list of specific conditions. So we can't use a rush. We can't tag switch out while this is happening. If we get sealed by Roshi while this happens, then the Transcendent mode is just swatted away and our unique gauge disappears. If we're defeated while in this Transcendent mode, it will be cancelled. Nullifies force switching effects, so green cards like I love Super Saiyan 4s will not stop the Transcendent Kamehameha mode, which is cool. And it just makes sense as well. Pretty good. Activates a Transcendent Kamehameha that targets the entire battlefield once our unique gauge reaches 0%. Applies the following effects to self upon activation and deals massive damage. Isn't that funny? It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, what's a good analogy? When you play a video game and you have to buy yourself time to achieve a specific thing, kind of like in the Resident Evil 4 remake when you're waiting for the elevator to come up and, you know, you're running around that basement with the liquid nitrogen or whatever. It's the same thing here. You're with Vegeta, buy yourself 15 timer counts worth of time, and when it finally happens, regardless of what the opponent is doing, they throw an ultimate at you, a blue card. If it hits 0, boom, Goku just nukes the entire team. Very good. Now let's see. Tag switch to Goku. Reverse element factors. Nullify own favorable element factors for 2 timer counts. So this is after the unique gauge is 0%. So the first one is all the conditions to go into the Transcendent mode. And then this is what happens if you hit gauge equals 0%. You go back to Goku, switch element factors, you go type neutral, you nullify endurance, you get a 30% damage buff if you lost an ally, you get a 50% damage buff if you're the last guy left. Holy crap, this thing is going to hit like a truck. Most of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby, so a massive AoE move. The damage from this attack cannot cause anyone on standby to be defeated. You can't dodge it. You can't be cover changed over it. Our unique gauge will disappear after this attack hits, so it kind of sounds like this only happens once, actually. Full power battle, no one cares about that mode. Cancel abnormal conditions that restrict this character's movement, including immobilize, heavy immobilize, flash, faint, whatever when they attack. Very good. If the unique gauge is not full or the unique gauge has disappeared, this main will just tag switch into Vegeta, switch element factors, heal 10%, key 25, 10% to own health restoration, cannot be cancelled, activates once. Why? Why is it so high right there? Z ability 38% to Saiyan, Sun Family, or Vegeta Clan base blast attack and strike defense, and an additional 18% to MajinBlue Saga character strike attack. Oh my god, this it's just such a giant kit already. I really hope it's a kit that ages well. That's my big fear. I really don't want another Super Saiyan 3 related character to age out real fast, but let's see. Show up on the field, 90% damage inflicted with a 40% damage buff, 65% reduced damage received, and a minus 10 to blast arts. Okay. We're already looking good, 130%. The effect effect reset when tag switching to Vegeta. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the field. Restore a 50 key? 50% damage inflicted for 15 counts. Cannot be cancelled. So yeah, it's definitely 15 counts while you're the Vegeta side. Effects reset after character switch or when a tag switch is performed. Nullify normal conditions for 10 counts. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses an arts card. Stack up level 1 card draw speed like Ultra Super Vegito. But on the first time, it looks like we go type neutral. Nullify cover change, which is very strong, especially on a tag switch character, because you're probably going to be popping in and out several times. There's no condition like the tag force. This guy just gets cover and all. Very good. In one passive alone, 180% damage inflicted. Looking good. Second passive applies the following effects when changing cover. Draw a special move arts card next. Randomly destroy one enemy card, and you can chain into this blue card. This is the equivalent of the Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. When you cover change, and it just so happens to be a blast, you guaranteed get to chain in the blue card. It's the same thing here. You're going to draw that blue card, and you're going to be able to chain into it. But the difference is here, it happens twice. For Vegeta, it only happened once. Here we get it twice. Very strong. Charges own unique gauge every time this character uses their switch ability. Applies the following effects to self once the unique gauge is filled. Restore 30% of your health and then 30% damage inflicted? 210% just based off of filling up your unique gauge, and then you shorten ally substitution counts by 10 when enemy activates a rising rush. You can't even rush the showcase unit. Looking pretty damn good. The permanent damage buff there and the way that he charges his unique gauge is a little bit spooky for me, just because you guys know how many cards it takes to actually fill the tag switch mechanic. It's a couple cards, and then you have to factor in how many tag switches you got to do. They are at risk of being one of those characters that it just takes way too long to trigger Transcendent Kamehameha mode. So we're going to have to see in-game what this looks like. But for now, baseline kit, not even paying attention to Transcendent Kamehameha, it's a very good looking kit so far. Looking pretty good. And we're just on the Goku side. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Vegeta side. Whoop. Let's start on the statuses and whatever arts card. Blue card deals massive explode damage, 30% damage buff, minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. Cancel enemy attribute upgrades on hit or right. Green card, restore on health by 10%, key by 40, 20% to damage inflicted for 20 counts. All enemies, minus 15% to special move, awaken and alt arts power. That's actually pretty good. Wow, if you think about it, that is actually pretty good. Vegeta is all about buying yourself time, so weakening devastating moves intended to one-shot this guy is a big deal. That really is pretty good. Also, keeping in mind, I'm pretty sure Vegeta gets a green card whenever you tag into the guy, so you're guaranteed to get all of these things. So very good sustain. While in this Transcendent Kamehameha prep mode, nullify enemy tap actions, strike arts, and blast arts while using this green card because you go into a fighting pose. The following effects occur if the attacks are nullified. Seal all enemies' mains ability. I can't even speak. Seal all enemy main abilities for 10 timer counts. Destroy all your enemy cards. Shockwave released when attacks are nullified knocks enemy back to long range on hit. Can you imagine if this green card gave you Vanish back? Like the Super Saiyan Blue, the Spear Bomb absorbed Goku? That's actually what I thought it would do. Wow, that looks pretty good. Seal mains, kill all your cards off the green card if you counter something. Let's see. What do you say if you get this thing started? Tank switch to Goku. Reverse element factors. Restore own ki by 40. Applies attribute upgrade minus 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. To self cannot be canceled 3 times. I'm going to say it takes 3 tag switches to fill the unique gauge, is what I'm seeing from this. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Yes! Yes! This is what I wanted. I wanted them to have a really good flow. The tag 4s have tremendous flow in the way that their kit works. You know, the blue card restoring Vanish, Vegeta just comboing for a long time, going back into Goku. Part of what really drives that is not just the card draw speed, but the drawing of additional cards when you swap from Vegeta to Goku. And it's that passive right there that does that. Because remember, Goku has level 1 card draw speed. He's going to have cover nullification. And now he's going to guarantee to have 1 new card, which will help him combo even further. This is exactly what I was looking for. Thank God for that. Oh, let's go, Legends. Thank you. Yeah, Z ability is the same, of course. So we are now Vegeta. Keep that in mind. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. 90% damage buff, 40% damage buff. Reduces damage received by 70%. Wow. We've reached that point. 70%. Minus 10 to blast arts cost, no issue. Effects reset when tag switching to Goku, no problemo, but 70%. This isn't even counting the fact that this guy takes even less damage in the Transcendent Kamehameha prep mode. So 70% just being Vegeta. The following effects occur when this character shows up on the field. Restore 20 ki, 40% damage inflicted for 15 counts, cannot be cancelled. Effects reset after character switch or when a tag switch is performed. Nullify own attribute downgrades for 10 counts. Reduce enemy ki by 30, okay? Applies the following effects every time this character uses an arts card. Restores own health by 4%. Inflict the enemy attribute downgrade minus 10% to strike and blast arts power for 10 counts. So this Vegeta, not only is his role to be a tank to buy time, but he also weakens your units. He has what looks to be pretty good sustain, various means of weakening you through the green card and his own usual arts cards. Wow, that is really good. I hope he has some sort of cover nullification then, if that's the idea, because one cover change could interrupt them drastically. The following effects occur when changing cover. Randomly destroy 1 enemy card. So this is, you know, let's say you're using Pan and you tag switch into these guys, but you have Vegeta out. Randomly destroy 1 enemy card. Seal 1 enemy card randomly. Cannot be used for 5 counts. So you bought yourself, 1/3 of the timer counts for this Transcendent Kamehameha prep. Knock enemy back to long range if the cover change is performed against their Blast Arts card. Thank God it's not another universal cover change. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting really sick of those. Charges own unique gauge every time this character uses a switch ability. Apply the following effects to self when the unique gauge is filled. Restore own health by 30%, 30% damage inflicted, and per the usual, shorten ally sub count by 10 when a rising rush gets thrown. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I think they have a very, very strong kit. I think their stats look pretty good, especially the defenses, given that it's probably going to be 180k once all the things get applied. But Vegeta, so this unit has the stacking card draw speed on the Goku side, whereas it used to be on the Vegeta side on the tag force. Just as a comparison, we have the constant sustained damage cut effect reduction 30% for these guys, which is very good. We have up to 210% damage inflicted as part of their kit, just from when you max out the unique gauge. And because the Transcendent Kamehameha doesn't have a card, this is the equivalent of Tapion's mechanic when he dies. You don't use a card, it just happens. It just happens. So, yeah. And I think it only happens once as well. We take less damage in this Transcendent Kamehameha mode. And Vegeta already has 70% reduced damage received. I'm very curious to see how much tanking he can do when we're in that mode. Because is it 80%? 85%? 90%? Like, where does it go at that point? I don't know what to say. I'm very excited for this character. I think they have a kit that will age pretty well given what they're able to do. Just because the combination of debuffing your opponent, having the enemy sustained damage cut effects, the neutralizing of that just baked into their kit, the cover nullification always just stacking up on the Goku side paired alongside the cardio speed, it really does set you up for what looks to be a pretty devastating unit. I mean, this blue card alone will probably hit pretty hard once you max out all those sustained damage cut effects, because you're looking at 60% off of a blue card alone. Pretty good. Have you seen units with like 20% reduced damage received passives? Yeah, they don't tank anything. So I am pretty excited for this character. What about you guys? You let me know in the comment section below. This art is so goddamn clean. Look at this. My goodness. Now we're just gonna quickly jump to equipment in case there's anything new. Just in case, I did see that there was some PvP messages. So okay, it's this one here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Wow, look at that. That's actually pretty good. Well, I guess it's okay. I think this is a PvP equip, but special move, strike or blast attack, and some additional strike or blast attack, so up to 38%. Pretty good. Is this new? Whoa! A MajinBlue Saga Platinum equipment. Base blast attack, pure blast attack when tagged Super Saiyan 3 as a battle member. Yo! This might be a... Wow, this might be a mandatory platinum equipment. Just because on the offensive side, actually, tag regeneration. You know what? That probably means that there's guaranteed going to be a new regeneration character. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ultra was a Kid Buu or something like that, just to satisfy that condition there. Probably a yellow Ultra is what I'm thinking. But this looks pretty good. What? 3 MajinBlue Saga characters for pure defense, and then all your offense is just not restricted. It lasts permanently. Pretty good. I like that. Very good platinum equipment. Did anything awaken? Oh, with this equip here. Hey, look at that. Super Saiyan 3 character. Base blast attack, first loss, strike defense, max HP, and more blast attack. Gentlemen, I'm going to be working on this equipment. You already know that. But all in all, folks, looking pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited for the character. I really hope he ages well, but I think he will. We got so many different characters that can amplify them even further. Keeping in mind, we didn't talk about how they have access to very good supportive units like Pan, Future Gohan, all of those guys. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys are thinking, what team you plan on running these guys on. Are you excited like me? Let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, we anxiously wait for the summons. But until then, peace.